The first time we ever set in a savings account was at that bank. And that was an exciting day for us, that we always chose to go to Albert Lea to do most of our shopping. It was our favorite place.
This building in particular, the old bank building, was the beginning of that, because we invested a lot of money in a building that really had no purpose. And so the City of Albert Lea invested over $2 million to really save the building. The first day I came into this building after being elected, there was like a waterfall coming through the ceiling, with the water just pouring through it. And it was really apparent at that time that we had to make a decision. Either we're going to save the building or take it away. And I think we all know that taking it away was not the answer.
At the end of the day, we wanted to stay in Albert Lea, whatever that looked like. One thing that was really important to us as we were looking for a new space was, did it jive with our culture? Did it jive with our story? So as the city manager and his team were helping us kind of look at all of these different options, we fell in love with the bank building. It told such a story about the history of this community, the history of architecture, being a cornerstone of communities. The ability for us, what we saw, was for us to take this old space and bring it to life in a new way. We want our headquarters rooted in our community. We want to support the community, we want to grow the community, and we want to provide opportunity for the community, just as the community provided opportunity for us.
It's a great story of an entrepreneur and a startup flourishing in greater Minnesota in a way that is revitalizing that downtown Albert Lea area and really making it a great place to be. And the research shows us that for every one job created in the innovation sector, 5 other jobs get created around it by the kind of ecosystem effects of that growth. So we're not investing in startups in the state just because we think it's kind of fun for the techie people. It's because that's really the future of growth in our economy. And the cities and states that realize that are growing. Those that don't aren't, and Minnesota has to be on the horizon of that wave.
To see that space finished, it's just incredible to see the amazing work that Abby and Amy did designing the space. And it was cool to see that come to fruition and be just this beautiful space with tons of natural light. And I love how it takes some of the old elements and saves them and keeps them there, and then brings that whole new vibe to it and just breathes new life into a part of history, really. So I feel like we get a chance to be a part of history every day when we come into work.
It's the core of the whole town. We have a beautiful lake here. If we didn't have, businesses or restaurants or someplace to people to go and to gather, where do you go? You get, you're all on the outskirts. And I think a core downtown is the key to having a vital community. I think that, your future looks very bright.
It really is important that communities, if they're looking at these types of investments, try to understand who they are as a city. And I think once you understand that, you understand the importance. I always tell people, 100 years from now, when this building's still here, it's worth it. And so as a society, you have to leave it better for the future. And so that's what it is to save these types of buildings. It's not about now.